So I didn't even know this was happening under Trump. Not that I could say I'm very surprised that his administration would be doing something like this, but it is kind of surprising that the Biden administration is defending this. So here's the title from Reason, which I think is like a, kind of libertarian outlet, but nonetheless, this is, an important story that kind of highlights their not really a whole lot of fundamental difference between the Trump administration and Biden administration, and that should be deeply, deeply concerning to anybody that is actually wanting to create a more just and fair United States and globe as well. ISIS fake college defrauded students, then deported them. The Biden admin is defending the scheme. I mean, Jesus Christ. January 2016, the University of Farmington was born. By 2018, more than 600 students had been enrolled, paid tuition, and matriculated. Come January 2019, the entire student body received formal correspondence from the college. The school is not actually a school at all. It was a ruse conceived by the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, and executed by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. Abolish DHS, abolish ICE right now. Allegedly cracked down on visa fraud. Richly ironic is that the fraudulent operations are set up and maintained by the government itself, which duped immigrant. Yes, that is quite ironic, isn't it? To crack down on visa fraud, they were lying to these, very, vulnerable people, as vulnerable population, in order to trick them into signing up for the school so they could take their money and then deport them. That's fucking disgusting. Which duped immigrants in applying for student visas that would later be revoked when the curtains came up on the scheme. In that same letter, students who just found out they were not in fact real students were given one last instruction: they would need to leave the country immediately or face arrest and deportation. I was in complete shock. I didn't understand what to do, says Siraj, whose name has been changed to protect his anonymity. He moved to the U.S. in 2015 to attend Northwestern Polytechnic University, where he earned a degree and nabbed a job as a IT business consultant. With his student visa set to expire, he decided to apply for a master's program, which is when he found Farmington, located in southeast Michigan, near where he lived at the time. He applied and was accepted, shelling out $15,000 in tuition and fees, money that was pocketed by the government. He has not recouped any of the. That is, talk about insult to fucking injury. Like they're being lied to, saying, yeah, you go to this school, we can, help keep you in the country. Your student visa will still be good because you're still enrolled in school. Turns out the school's not fucking real, and they take $15,000 from this particular person, and he doesn't get it. They don't get it back. September 2020, many such victims filed a lawsuit in federal claims court. The Trump admin sought to dismiss him. In February, the Biden admin took the same position. And again, we should point out, Biden, promised to do better on immigration. Has he? I would argue there's very little difference in Biden's stance and policies on immigration compared to Trump's. Did you hear what he said, to the people in Haiti? He said, stay there. We don't want you there. We don't want you in the U.S. It's not much different than the rhetoric we're hearing from Trump, is it? And again, it needs to be pointed out, a big part of the reason why people often are trying to migrate to the United States is because of the direct policies of the U.S. government that has destabilized their countries or propped up despotic rulers like, was it Jovenel Moises in Haiti, who has passed his term. They voted him out. He's still in office, but the Biden administration is propping him up. Okay? You don't want people from Haiti to come here, Joe Biden? Then maybe don't prop up their fucking dictators. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, President Joe Biden campaigned on the U.S. immigration system humane. Again, and yes, how is this humane to literally lie to these poor, vulnerable migrants, these people in the U.S. who are wanted to get in this school to further their education, and then they would, they're probably be able to extend their student visas. At least at that point, they shell out, in this case, at least 15 grand in tuition and fees to not get that back. How is defending that policy humane? It's obviously not. It's completely inhumane and disgusting. Perhaps the deepest schism on the 2020 campaign trail between the candidate Biden and former President Donald Trump was on immigration policy, a division the former repeatedly furnished as proof of his upstanding values. Vice President Kamala Harris was very much in agreement. As president candidate herself, she specifically turned her attention to the Farmington debacle. Here's her tweet. When was that? It was from November 19th, 2019. DHS created a fake university and accepted immigrants on student visas. When it was shut down, DHS tried deporting some of these students because they weren't enrolled in school. This isn't just cruel, it's a waste of taxpayer dollars. Officials must be held accountable for this. Haven't heard so much as a peep from her once in office about that. Have you? I would love to be proven wrong. If so, please leave some receipts in the comments down below. How things change. In a motion to dismiss filed February 24th, the Biden admin claimed sovereign immunity, a legal doctrine that protects the federal government from certain sorts of lawsuits unless they consent to being sued. It might be business as usual to just defend the government, even when the government has done horrible things, says Anna Nathanson, an attorney with the Norris Law Group representing Farmington victims in the class action suit. But that's not what's right. That's not what is just. Is that what we can expect from the Biden-Harris admin, the type of abuse of people and the lack of willingness to correct government mistakes when the government causes grave harm to people? As Sika Dalmia reported in Reason 2019, Farmington's operation pulled out all the stops. Its now defunct website boasted of various bachelor's and master's programs, a 10-to-1 student-faculty ratio, accreditation by the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges. Most importantly, it claimed the university was officially certified by DHS's Student and Exchange Visitor Program, SCVP, the stamp of approval that a school is recognized by ICE, leaving people like Suraj little reason to believe they had applied to a fake college. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. So disgusting. That's interesting. Curiously, with one exception, with the exception of one Palestinian individual, every student caught up in the ordeal also came from India. Perhaps the reason for that sense I got was that there's some anti-Indian bias at ICE, where they felt that Indian people in general would take advantage of the student visa program, said Nathanson. I think the ICE definition to take advantage of the program is using the program. We don't know why the response to that is to make university, which looks totally legitimate, to have people pretextually violate the visa program. Yeah. He'd like his 15 grand back. Financial burden he's still struggling with, notwithstanding the fact he never received an actual education from the University of Farmington. Jesus Christ. This is so fucked. So fucked. And the Biden administration is defending this in court, saying, no, fuck you guys, even though you were defrauded, told you were going to get this education, shelled out tens of thousands of dollars in some cases. We say, fuck it, you don't deserve any of that. We're just as callous and disgusting as the Trump administration in this regard, so you can fuck off. And then here's Kamala back in the day calling out this Farmington scam. Crickets from her now, though. She fell in line pretty well, right? Well, once she got into that vice president seat. Whew. Again, not much difference between Biden's policy and Trump's, especially foreign policy, but we see that with immigration as well. And now the concentration camps on the border, which definitely are that. The media is now calling them, migrant overflow facilities. They're not concentration camps anymore. I mean, get the fuck out of here. If it was fucked up when Trump did it, when it was happening under the Trump administration, it's just as fucked up and disgusting when the Biden-Harris administration does it, okay? Have some moral fucking consistency. Please, please. Like the video if you like the damn video. Subscribe for more content. Peace. Much love. All power to the people.